morning once again from the mountainous region of the state of Rio de Janeiro. We left the city of Nova Friburgo. We drove around an hour and a half and we are in this gorgeous location. The city is called Teresópolis, and before getting to the city, when you come from the highway, actually down there, I need to climb again the side road, you have these viewpoints, because from here you can see all the chain of the mountains, all the huge hills around, and it's just an amazing scenery. On a very, very clear day, in the distance you would be able to even see the city of Rio de Janeiro. Today, unfortunately, there's a lot of clouds, and we will have to come back later because on this side there are a lot of peaks and beautiful mountains, and very, very famous ones that we will have to come back later to show it to you guys. Unfortunately, now it's not that clear. But this is the first viewpoint that we came to see, and then from here on there is one more viewpoint and then the main entrance of the city of Teresópolis. So let's head there. Also, today is a Saturday, so it's full of people everywhere that you go. All the stops, all the little tents that you have on the road, it's packed. Bikes, cars, people, everything happening. And we arrived a couple of days ago, but it was not good to film. The weather was cold, cloudy and raining. So today, because it's the weekend and it's sunny, everybody is out to just enjoy the city and the scenery. So we came to this other viewpoint, but as you can see, it's cloudy. It's not really clear what we wanted to show you and why we came here. So we're gonna come back to this viewpoint later to show you the view and also what is very, very famous about Teresópolis and this viewpoint. So we're gonna come back here. All right, now it's the next day and we are back at the same place as yesterday. Yesterday we started the video here, but then we continued in other parts. Today we came back. You might see our clothes are different, and but we are at the same place because yesterday the view was not as good as we wanted. It was not clear. It was very, very cloudy. And we definitely wanted to come back because this place is very, very famous. And let me turn. As you can see, now today you can see everything. The most famous peak here is this one, which is called the Finger of God, because it looks like a hand and a finger pointing to the sky. These are the most well-known peaks, and this part, which is called the Finger of God, it's even on the flag of the state of Rio de Janeiro. So that's why we really wanted to come back to show you this viewpoint, and this is the place that everybody has to come. As you can see, it is packed again. Today the weather is better, and still it's a Sunday, so
today we can see the sugar loaf from here.
Oh, yes, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go a bit closer just to show you if we can see in the distance. I'm not sure if in the GoPro you guys can see, but I mentioned in the beginning of the video that on a clear day you can actually see the city of Rio de Janeiro, and that's there, and you can see the sugar loaf actually.
An interesting fact about this Finger of God is that this mountain, the chain of mountain, belongs to the city of Guapimirim. But you can only see them from the Teresópolis side.
The name of the city, Teresópolis, has a lot to do with this lady, whose statue is right at the entrance of the city. When you come from the highway, from there, you pass by this square where you have this statue. She is Teresa Cristina, and she was the wife of the Portuguese emperor Dom Pedro II, and in her honor the city is called Teresópolis. Polis means city, Teresópolis means the city of Teresa. And you have this statue here. All around this square also you have restaurants, little tents. There is another viewpoint over there that you have like coconut water, sweets and coffee, everything else that you might want to buy.
So there is another city in Brazil that is named after her. If you know which city it is, leave in the comments. We have visited, and we have like 2-3 videos from that city, so you can actually search our videos. But if you know the name of the city, another city that is named after her, just leave in the comments.
So as you enter Teresópolis, one of the first things that you will see, there is signs all over with the letters CBF. CBF stands for Confederação Brasileira do Futebol, which is the confederation of the Brazilian football team, and this is where the national team of Brazil, the football national team, comes to practice. It is actually a community, like there are houses and condos all around, and there is a gate here that only the residents of the complex, they can come in by car. But you can just park your car outside and then you can walk in. There is no entrance fee to pay. It is free. And we have heard there is also a lake, an artificial lake that we are going to see. But all of those famous Brazilian football players that you see, Neymar, Vinicius, all the other Brazilian good football players, they come here to train, and then they go for the championships or World Cup and all of that.
Since I remember myself, I hear about this name and the Brazilian team coming here to practice just before like big events, so like World Cup or these kinds of big events. I always heard about this place, always, and I think they chose here too because of the temperature and the elevation.
Just looking for the lake, and voila, It's just on the other side. Let's go check out this lake. Wow, very nice. And in the back you have the gigantic peaks of all the chain of mountains that this region is famous for. Another interesting thing about Teresópolis is that Teresópolis is known as the national capital of mountain climbing. A lot of the Brazilian athletes, or even people from other countries, they come here to practice because there is a lot of mountains to climb. All around the city there is also many trails that you can do. So many different trails. We don't have the time, and honestly we found it would be a bit difficult for us to do it, but if you are into that, you will not be disappointed. So many waterfalls and also a lot of trails, like all the peaks that you see, all the important viewpoints that are on top of different mountains. There is actually a trail that you can do, and you can just go and visit them.
It's around 200 kilometers of trails that you can do with all inside of all the parks. That there is this like a city park, state parks and national parks here. So, and adding up to like 200 kilometers of trails, so I think we're good.
Besides being a national capital for mountain climbing, due to its elevation also, since Teresópolis is at an elevation of around 900 meters, to be exact, it's 869 meters above sea level. So due to this elevation and the climate and the nature, it is a very well-known and very sought-after destination for winter getaway. Imagine in Brazil, most of the time it's hot, and it's really excruciatingly hot, especially in the state of Rio de Janeiro where we are. And you can just drive 2 hours from the city of Rio de Janeiro and end up here, where the temperature is much lower. The days are very cool and very pleasant to walk around, to enjoy the nature, and you can also do a lot of sports. The distance in terms of like kilometers from here to Rio de Janeiro is around 95 kilometers, but due to the roads and like traffic and the speed bumps, it will take you around 2 hours of driving to get here by car, but the distance is only 95 kilometers. We also drove almost 2 hours from Nova Friburgo to get here. Normally it's supposed to take only an hour and a half, but because there was some traffic, it went up to 2 hours. So this is where the Brazilian national team comes to practice, and sometimes also if they have to go and play a game against a country that is very high in elevation, like for example Peru, they come here even for their body to get used to the elevation, and that's another way they come here to train. There is also this map here of all the places that you can go visit here. The whole complex is called Comary, and even the lake, it's called Lago Comary. Also, because of the geography of Teresópolis, there are a lot of waterfalls all around, and because it's mountain all around the city, and then the water comes down mostly from the rain, there are some other tourist attractions related to that, which is this one. This is a water fountain. In English it would be called Judith. It's called Fonte Judith in Portuguese. This was built in 1920 by a priest, and it's they say online on Wikipedia and after that those two, they're also, I don't know, blessings or prayers. We're not sure. And it is very close to where we were actually. It's on the main street as you enter Teresópolis. First it's the Confederation of the Brazilian football team. Then this would be the second stop. There are in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 taps, I would say. They also say that the water has also some medicinal use. Apparently it is good for some diseases and it cures some things. Again, we don't know for sure. We didn't try it, and if you know more about that, please let us know in the comments, because we're not sure if it really has that attribute or not.
But
or
at
it
least it says that you can drink it.
Yes, yeah, you can definitely drink it, there's no problem. A lot of people come and they even take like bottles and buckets of water from here. So I think they drink it, no?
It works.
Yeah, it works. So after here, now we're going to go and see a street fair, a street market, I would say, that is also very famous in Teresópolis. The name of the street fair is Feirinha do Alto. Alto is the name of this neighborhood where we are now actually, and we are staying a little bit further down on the same road. We will show you the building too, because without even knowing it, we were just booked and we found out the building itself is actually a historic site and it was a tourist attraction. When we get there, we will talk about it too. Also, a little bit more details about the city. The population is around 200,000 people in the city. And also, as we mentioned in the beginning of the video, the name comes in the honor of the then wife of the Portuguese emperor, Dom Pedro II, whose name was Teresa Cristina. So they named the city Teresópolis. Now, this is the entrance of the fair. You see it goes from over there, here, and the whole way there. There are around 600 booths or tents, if you want to say, here, and you can find almost everything. Let's go check it out. So here you have all the products. You have the jam, you have a lot of hot sauce. These are the sweets, typical of this region, I would say. No, this is the leche, fondant de leche, and it's chocolate also. Then obviously the alcohol, sausages and cheese. Wow, very nice. So they have clothes, they have food, they have toys for kids, and then at the end, let me turn the camera. Over there is also an area for food. So there is restaurants also if you want to have just a snack or something. At the end, in this little area, there are restaurants that you can also grab a bite. Another very interesting store is this one. These are all soap, and it comes in different shapes. Like this one is kind of like mango, I would say.
Yeah,
mango. Yeah, and then cashew, the fruit of the cashew. This is apple. These are all soap actually. Very nice. This place is dangerous. You have corn here with the sugarcane juice and other juices. Here you have churros or churros, depending on how you pronounce it. Then more jam and other products. There are like dolls, clothes, underwear, socks, everything. There's so many things. And there are handcrafts also and souvenirs that you can also buy. And for the lady viewers, the accessories that I must say, even as a man, I can say that the quality in Brazil is really good, and the variety. You have so many different designs. They're beautiful. Dresses too. So this is the street fair that we wanted to come and see. So right next to the fair, actually, you have all of these restaurants as well, and there is a little shopping mall here that you can go and visit. Then there are some other activities that for kids they could do, play games, and there is this bus also with music that is going around and taking kids around the city. It's a nice touch. We decided to actually come inside the shopping mall because usually inside the shopping malls with GoPro we cannot film that well because of the lack of light, but here, because it's open, it's very nice. And we could show you the shopping mall as well, which is like open air shopping mall, and even the food court kind of is here. Open.
Nice food court downstairs. So.
Yeah, open. So we left the shopping mall and we are again back on the main street, and one of the most visited, I would say, restaurants, or it would be actually a complex, is this one, Viva Italia. We didn't even know that it is one of the tourist attractions. We had lunch in this restaurant the other day, but then when we did more research, we found out there is so many different parts. There is buildings in the back. They sell their own products like pastry, honey, cheese, everything else. There's this restaurant, and there is ice cream and pastry shop over there. So it's a big complex. Let's see if we can show a little bit of it to you, because today, as I said, it's the weekend and it is packed. It's a very nice environment. The ambiance is very nice. The service was amazing. And by the way, no affiliations whatsoever. We just came here, we enjoyed, and we had a good time, so we want to share. This is the store that they have a lot of products for the house. Also outside, because it's open, is pet friendly. So if you're sitting outside, especially for ice cream and other things, you can bring your pet too. This is the other store that I talked to you about, that they sell their products that they manufacture. There is also, I think, wine and other products that might be imported. We now came to another viewpoint, which is called Mirante de Colina. It's on top of a hill, and there is this big tower here that I think from the top the view is going to be just gorgeous. Let me go up, and from there I'll show you the view. After climbing the tower, you are rewarded with this view, which is basically the whole city of Teresópolis that you can see from above here, all the mountains, all the hills. That is the hand of God or finger of God that we showed in the beginning of the video. On this side it's just a hill, and the trees actually just block it. The view is not that good, but on this side it's amazing. You can see the whole city. And Mariana and Leo, they are down there. The stairs are a little bit tricky. It's not that easy to come up. In some parts there's no, like, how can I say, there's no support, and it's open, wide open, so coming up is a bit shaky, but you get rewarded by this view.
This is the building we're staying. It is like protected building. It was built in the end of 19th century to be like a luxury hotel with casino, theater, and ballroom. And then throughout the years it went through like many renovations and change of owners until the 1950s when casino was prohibited and any kind of game was prohibited in Brazil. So then it closed. Now it is a place where you can book. Like if you go to Airbnb and booking.com, you can find apartments here to rent when you're visiting Teresópolis.
Yeah, and we didn't even know. We just booked, and it turned out to be actually a property that is historic. One thing also worth mentioning, as Mariana mentioned, it used to be a casino, and there is even this sign at the entrance, and even here on the sign it says in the 1950s in Brazil gambling became illegal. So a lot of you might not even know, but when you come to Brazil you cannot gamble, you cannot go to the casino, there are no casinos. So this is also part of the history and part of the reasons, one of the reasons that this building was converted now into residential units. So this ends our video of Teresópolis. We know that we just scratched the surface. There is so much more to do. There is a culture of like beer, drinking and production. There is a lot of trails, as Mariana mentioned, more than 200 kilometers of trails around the city, and so many waterfalls. We were here just shortly, and also the other days we were here, it was too cold to go and visit waterfalls. But we really hope you enjoyed the video. Our next video is going to be a city very close by, so stay tuned for that too, and give us a like if you enjoyed the video.
Bye.